Becca, you having fun there?
It's an adventure, and that is what I reminded myself when I saw the toilet. I am worried about falling out of this hole. We're all riding camels. That was definitely my favorite thing that we've done so far. Hatshepsut.
Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut.
It's a good job I work at my car. Gavin's not asleep. Bye. 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 He's leaving.
What's it like inside your mind, my dear?
So I have arrived in Cairo. I have been here a couple of hours now, but my room is right next door to Gavin's. So I went in there. He actually, because he's a sweetheart, he saved me a couple of slices of his pizza because I didn't want to order from room service, because if I ate so late, I knew that I wouldn't sleep. And I really want to sleep. But obviously we got talking and it's now like nearly 1 a.m. in Egypt time, which is only like 10 p.m-ish UK time. But I got up at 5 to be here today, so your girl is tired. But if y'all don't know what I'm doing here, I am here on Gavin from Gavin Reads It All's Trovatrip to Egypt. So over the next 9 days, I think, we are starting off in Cairo, and then we are traveling down to Aswan and Luxor to see like the Valley of Kings and all of the pyramids and all that good stuff. I have just arrived here today, like 1 day early. The itinerary kind of starts tomorrow, just with like everyone's introductions to each other, and also the welcome dinner, which has been rearranged a little bit, but we are still going to do something. And tomorrow we're actually going to have a pool day, which is amazing. But just to give you a little tour of the hotel first, so this is the Novotel Cairo El Borg, I think it's called. I have a room that has 2 like singles in, kind of pushed together, which is fine because I am literally on my own. And I don't know if you guys agree, I really like a single bed. Like if I'm sleeping on my own, I love a single bed. I think they're awesome. I don't know whether they're just like super nostalgic and cozy to me from when I was a kid and I had one, but this is actually like a pretty wide one anyway. But we have the TV, which I love watching local news when I'm away while I'm doing my makeup and stuff, so I might do that tomorrow. I have a suitcase rack, but mine doesn't fit because it's like a double like clamshell style. I have 2 chairs in here. I of course have a mini fridge. It does come with like the Coke and stuff will be charged to the room, but the water is complimentary, which is nice because you can't drink the tap water here. The shower, I have just had a shower, but I use the little one because I'm not washing my hair. I'm going to wash my hair tomorrow, but we have a rainfall shower, which is nice. Sink, all that good stuff, everything you need in a hotel room. And I also have a hotel room to myself, which is a luxury I am very much going to enjoy on this trip. But I wanted to let you guys know what I'm going to be reading. I don't want to jinx myself, but I might read quite a bit on this trip because we have a sleeper train on the itinerary and also like an overnight river cruise on the Nile that starts at like 10 a.m. in the morning. So I'm hoping to get quite a lot of reading done in areas like in times where there's not actually going to be too much happening and it's more kind of traveling around. But my first book for this vlog, hopefully the first of a couple, is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. So this one is a YA fantasy story about a young woman from Buenos Aires whose parents are like low-key obsessed with, well actually high-key obsessed with Egypt, and they spend a lot of their time in Egypt, and our main character misses them a lot. They spend about half the year in Egypt and they leave her in Buenos Aires in the care of her aunt. She has asked to go with them many times, but they really don't want her to. And one day she receives a letter saying that they have died. And apparently they were out in the desert and they assumedly couldn't find food, water or shelter, and they perished, like they're assumed dead. But our main character actually doesn't necessarily believe that, and she also wants to investigate it for herself a little bit. So she runs away from her aunt essentially and ends up in Cairo, where her uncle tries to just turn her straight around and send her back. I think that this book, like the plot of this book, is going to have to do with finding Cleopatra's lost tomb, because her father actually sent her a ring of Cleopatra's, assumedly, in the mail shortly before he died, and as soon as she arrives in Egypt, it is stolen by an English art collector or like an antiquities guy, and she is also trying to get it back, but also find out like where her father found it, because it seems like it's quite a priceless artifact. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a romance in here as well between her and her uncle's assistant. I am enjoying it so far. The writing style took a little time to adjust for me because it was just a little bit juvenile, like nothing too annoying, but it was like a little bit of an adjustment period, because we start off with the main character kind of just complaining that her parents always leave her and why can't she go to Egypt. But I do really like the description of the setting, and I'm sinking into the setting and the atmosphere like quite quickly. So I'm 110 pages in, which is what I read in the airport and on my flight today. Because it's almost 1 a.m. I am hoping to go to sleep quite soon, but I know myself and I need to read a chapter before that is a possibility for me. So I'm gonna get myself snuggled up in bed now, because I'm getting up at 8 and I'm meeting Gavin for breakfast at 9. Very excited for my pool day as well. Just one full day of doing not a lot sounds amazing right now, because I'm very tired. Hi guys. First full morning in, first full day.
First full day, yes.
I have my love Gavin here.
Yes.
We're gonna go get breakfast. This is my outfit of the day just for breakfast, because we're spending the day by the pool.
Yes, and we've got our books to read.
We do. I'm on page 120.
I'm on page 280.
How is it?
I like it. I do like it. There's some things I'm not loving about it, but
Fair.
we'll talk about it at the book club.
We will. We
on
will.
the 24-hour Nile cruise.
I was gonna say stay tuned, but you guys won't be there. Maybe we'll include
Or maybe
it for
will.
it.
Maybe
Yeah.
who knows?
We'll see. Bye. Hello.
You always let me know. You always let me go my way. You always let me know. You never let it go
It is our first full itinerary day in Egypt. Did I show you guys the view from the hotel room? I don't think I did. It is not the Nile view, which is on the other side of the hotel, but it is pretty cool, I gotta be honest. And we have like what looks like a park down here, and some like sports courts, and maybe a park over here as well. Today we are on our full itinerary. So yesterday we should have had a welcome dinner, but it was postponed because a couple of people were getting in late. So we just went up to the rooftop. We had some food. I tried some fatia, but like a dessert version. Very good, but I got like a very heavy one. So it was like a lot. It was very sweet. But it is 6:30 now, so I've been up since 5:50, which is amazing. Love that for me. Especially in the UK, it's like 3:50 as well. And we are going to the pyramids of Giza. So I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna get some breakfast. I've already packed my bag. I'm taking just a tote with me. I was gonna take my backpack, but it is like, it's a backpack that I picked because it's really good for like the airport and carry on, but it's not something I really want to carry around all day. It's kind of big. So I will show you my outfit. I changed it up a little bit. I was going to wear a different vest underneath. I was going to wear a zebra one that has little zebras on, but I have, the lighting's not very good, sorry, but I have a small like cropped vest on underneath this shirt. It does cover, like it's cropped, but it comes down to here, so I can wear this open as well. I just have my Lululemon leggings on and my Oswegos. And I am dressed like this. It's sad because I feel like the pyramids of Giza, best photo op in Egypt, but also we're going to be riding a camel, so I didn't want to wear any of like my clean leggings. These ones are the leggings that I traveled in. I didn't want to wear the clean cotton ones that I have in my bag because I'm getting on a camel. This is like a kind of mix between, like, I feel like it looks okay, but it's also quite practical. But I'm excited because yesterday was cool, like we had a chill day, but I'm excited to kind of like, it wasn't very active for me. We stayed around the hotel or in the hotel most of the day, so I'm excited to like do something. So I'm gonna go get some breakfast and a coffee, very much needed, and get on with my day.
I'm Hani from Egypt, nice to meet you. So when I'm saying Sabah al Khair, you're gonna say Sabah al Nur. Easy. Sabah al Nur. So, good morning, great morning. We have our police officer today, Tamer. Hello, Mr. Tamer. And we have our driver today, Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed. Hello. So, here in Egypt, the tourism, one of our main income, the main industry here in Egypt. You can go for a walk around the pyramid, no much sun, no heat, so you can enjoy the breeze. Once it's getting hot, we run to the bus. Is it not safe? No, it's safe, but you have to do your side. The flashing system not strong as they use at home. Please, for the toilet paper in a basket, please. Reception 24/7, housekeeping 24/7. Just across the street, you'll see Nubian Museum. Even if you're gonna do Philae and Abu Simbel, we still have time to do Nubian Museum as well. I'm not going to be a meal in one of these, so make it deep shaft underground. Okay, fine. Maybe later on, someone gonna build something above my tomb, or someone gonna walk on where my body is. No, I have to build something. This is what we call mastaba. Mastaba, like the constructions you can see over there. And tomorrow, when we go to Sakara, we're gonna see the mastaba, and we're gonna be in the mastaba.
Becca, you having fun there? Some of it I did, yeah.
Hey, King.
Are you all connected?
I actually hate that you brought me here. I'm having a terrible. This was gonna be the highlight of the trip, and now I feel like I'm gonna die.
Still working those, right, Becca?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm riding a camel. We're all riding camels. It's scarier than I thought it would be. We're really, really high up. But it's also pretty cool because the pyramids are like right there. But I'm gonna put my phone down now before I drop it.
Two temples were connected before. Valley Temple, Funeral Temple, and the pyramids. When the owner died, the body will be carried where you are right now. We should have a roof. Open once for mummification. The mummification process takes between 40 to 71 days. What happens? We should have here like a funeral bed. And the high priest, his title, a doctor or engineer. He's the one who knows the secret of mummification, no one else. No way to be recorded or written on papyrus. It was being written, everyone knows the secrets. So the mummification as a process should be the highlight, should be something only for the priests and his crew.
Where is it? It's there. There we go.
The most famous queen we have in our history, a meter and a half. We managed to cut it into leaves, to put it in horizontal and vertical, to create what you can see around you. Even the colorful papyrus you see over there.
So I am getting ready to get into the shower. I really need to wash my hair because tonight is our final night in this hotel. And from here, we are going to be moving on to Aswan, I think, first. I think Luxor is the last place we go. And we're going to be getting the sleeper train down to Aswan tomorrow night. So I need to wash my hair now because it's not going to last another 2 days. And I'm not going to be able to do it tomorrow. But it is also kind of late. It's going on for like 9 p.m. And I am very tired. I still haven't had a time to like really catch up on sleep because like I said earlier, like we started early today. I spent my first night in Gavin's room talking instead of sleeping, and so now I really need a good night's sleep. But I also kind of need to dry my hair. I'm going to mute this, but I want to show you what the hairdryer looks like. I don't know how much use that is going to be, but we are going to find out tonight. I also need to not only pack my case, but also pack a separate bag for the sleeper train that has just like, I don't know whether I'm gonna take my pajamas or whether I'm just going to sleep in like a t-shirt and leggings just to avoid having to get changed. But we are also going to be going to a temple, the Temple of Isis, like first thing Monday morning. I've got micellar water in my eyeball. Which is amazing. I love that for me. But today was really cool. The highlight of my day was probably definitely the camel ride. It was cool to see the pyramids. It was a long day, not in that we were out forever. It was about 8 hours, to be honest. We were out from 7 till 3. And then we came back. I had another nap, which I've been doing a lot recently. And then we went out for dinner. The dinner was really, really nice. The best food I've eaten in Egypt so far. And I also got rice pudding for dessert, which is one of my favorite desserts. And it was even better here because it's obviously like properly made, not just out of a can like I eat at home. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a debrief of the day. The pyramids were like something else. I actually kind of only just realized that that is the only it's the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world that I've actually seen up until this point. In terms of reading, actually, I haven't read very much. I'm like 150 pages into What the River Knows, and I'm enjoying it. But I'm only getting a chapter in directly before I fall asleep. So I'm not like retaining the most information. So I actually really stacked my Kindle for this trip. I was like, oh, we have so much reading time because I have a room to myself. We have the sleeper train. We have the felucca, and I'm reading not very much. I don't know if you can hear the music from outside right now. I am on the top floor of this hotel, and above us is the rooftop bar, and they were playing loud music last night, which because I'm so close to it, obviously, it might be about as loud as it was last night. And last night, because I can't put things in my ears, it makes them itch. So I just put like the sleepy podcast that I listen to on my nightstand, and I had like my pillow kind of over my head, kind of block the music from this side of the room. Oh, I really, really want to sleep tonight. But anyway, I'm gonna stop not necessarily procrastinating, but I do really, really need to wash my hair, and I really, really don't want to, but I have to do it soon so that I have a hope in hell of also getting it dry. So I'm gonna go do that. And the next time you see me, maybe I'll still be here in the morning, maybe I'll be somewhere else. Hey guys, we are at Sakara today, which I believe, and people here have confirmed, is the first pyramid.
It is one of the earliest large-scale cut stone constructions.
Okay.
So maybe that is right.
So maybe the first pyramid in Egypt. We all know. I say it time and time again. It is? Yes. It is. Cool. Cool. Caroline confirmed. You have issues, you take them up with Caroline. I'll leave her number in the comments. But I've said it a million times on my channel. It's really funny because I'm here, but history is not my specialist subject. And like something happened approximately some 100 years ago. And that's where we are.
Thousands.
Yeah. Some amount of years ago some things happened, and today we are here to look at them. Today I think this is the first pyramid that was built in Egypt. It is a step pyramid. It looks cooler than it does online, gotta say.
Much better.
But yeah, as usual, I'll take y'all with me.
Bigger as well, actually. It looks a lot bigger.
Does it? That doesn't often happen to me. It normally looks smaller.
Usually, yeah, it does. It does. The mummy.
Imhotep from the mummy. Was the architect.
Oh, cool. It's been, see, I should have,
they didn't.
Not actually Imhotep, but from the mummy.
Yeah.
I should have rewatched The Mummy before I came.
They didn't do him any favors.
But I didn't. I didn't.
On the plane.
Oh, that's a good idea.
They did. That was a favor.
Around you, you still find it's just like a massive big presence happening around you. Come closer to enjoy. We are only one here now. So while I'm talking, please keep taking photos. Everybody, right now, we are in a very special room. From the entrance all the way down here, you can see almost all the scenes are similar. Between fish, cows, buffaloes. Here the time where you can see more cows. And all the scenes from out to here, headings towards her. See? She's sitting now. And comfortable way. She's holding a lotus flower, resurrection, with her right arms down. Okay, she's touching the feathers. Justice. Justice, as all as if you feel like, you know, like Nefer, you see, remember? But with this cut on the left, this another alphabet or another word. This one called thousands. So I need thousands of cows, thousands of bread, thousands of alabaster jars. You know, the butchers here, and here on the top, you can see the alabaster jars. Alabaster equals essence, pure essence, flowers, plants, papyrus, lotus, all the essence. Alabaster includes milk, wine, water, gazelle, whatever you can imagine. Here more alabaster, and alabaster followed by flowers. So you can see a sign of resurrection.
Oh my gosh, you guys love it.
Oh my god. It's a bit slippy between the things, so be careful. Didn't he say that this was wide and would be fine? Is that not what he said?
No, I think that's the next one.
Great. It's fine. I'm not at all claustrophobic. When I flat, it's a good job I work at my paw. Good job I don't have a bad back.
I got a cute little video of you going under.
I know. My ass.
It's not your ass.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks. Get my thing on.
Say hi.
Wow, that was hot.
So we are at a restaurant that is called Valley of the Kings? I think. But it's essentially like a buffet style, so you can go up and get your own plate, and then there is the barbecue, which is very exciting.
Oh yeah.
And I'm very hungry, so I'm gonna eat now.
Why? Because it needs a lot of water and a high temperature to grow. It's a holy plant, important. Why? Look at the flower. It looks like the rays of the sun. And it's symbol of Amun-Ra, god of the sun. By the way, this is the only plant all over the world has triangle shape. We supposedly are making a little size like this. We have two parts, the green and the inner white one. We just use that inner part for making paper. So we cut it in fine slices like that. But now many Egyptian women using that for hitting the husband. Where is your lucky man? It's not here. I hit it already. It's international system, not only the Egyptian. After 6 days in water, we put the slice between two pieces of carpets. One in horizontal, one in vertical lines, like weaving. When we complete all the stuff, we cover it and then we leave it under press. Also for another 6 days. This is the final result. Very stronger one. Without any chemicals, without any glue. Just under the press, 6 days, stuck together without any addition.
So we've arrived at the sleeper train. You can probably hear it rumbling. We have our own cabins, some of us are sharing. I have one to myself. I'm going to show you what the deal is. It's cozy. She's very, very cozy. So this is the bottom bunk. I think I kind of want to sleep on top. I don't know, but this one comes down and makes a bunk. This one comes down and makes a bunk. There is like a table here. Oh, there's a table that pops up here as well. Curtains. Yeah?
Sorry, but wait, yeah, just hop on, but just 2 seconds. Can you like shut up for a second?
What's the take?
We're getting a photo.
If you just tip everybody's
We're
heads
getting a
out.
photo of our heads out.
Stick your heads out the doors.
Heads out.
Okay, I've had my picture taken now. Fuck off. Why am I in between you two all of the time?
You're stuck in the middle.
Literally.
Stuck in the middle.
I thought there was supposed to be a sink in them. That's what I saw on YouTube.
What happened here?
I don't know, but if I need to escape you both in the night, I can
You
pull
got
up.
Well, it's already broken. So.
You got smashed.
Exactly, easy access.
Oh, does this come down?
Yeah, but this also goes flat. But I don't know which one they're gonna make up. I think the top one, because the seats.
That much room.
you can fit two on.
Oh, and look at there's a brown stain. What's the point of that?
This is actually not too bad.
Until you roll over.
Until you roll.
No, actually, I feel like very solid. I feel very solid.
So dinner has arrived on the train. It looks okay. I knew not to expect the best, so it's fine. But we have like rice, chips, which I think they're gonna be, yeah, they're soggy. So probably won't eat those. But we have chicken, which I may sample, bread, some sort of dip, and cake. Luckily, I did pack snacks. So in here, I have crisps that I picked up from a vendor, and also some chocolate in case I don't like this, but. I mean, it's an adventure, and that is what I reminded myself when I saw the toilet. Which I'm not even going to show you guys because that is a trauma. That's just trauma, but this should be okay. I can deal with this.
Saw your silhouette in the backlight. Swear we could have met in a past life.
Today is actually a very special day for the lovely Sarah. Sarah! A little birdie told me it's your birthday. And so, on behalf of every single person here, we want to wish you the best birthday ever.
Every night like the last time, so I end all my days with you. Yeah, we should share a backseat in a taxi to get home. No need for either of us at this point to sleep alone, 'cause I don't like.
This is the most advanced temple in art we are going to see when you check it out. If you look above you, you can see the columns, very well decorated.
My days with you, you can waste my time. If that's what you wanna do, oh, I don't mind. If all that you say is not true, oh, I don't mind. I just wanna end all my days with you.
I do not have too much time because we're meeting up again in like 30 to 40 minutes to go for a Nubian village dinner on the island of, I think it's Elephantine or Elephantine. But we've just shipped into our new hotel, so I wanted to show you. So it is pretty. I'm very happy about it. We have these enormous mirrors. I look like shit today, and I've got a coffee stain on my trousers here. I'm really upset about. But the bathroom, very nice, very nice. Love that shower. And here, bed is truly enormous. I have this little table area, but what I really love is that I have a balcony. Now the other side of the hotel has a terrace, and I gotta say I like the terrace more, but look at this view. She's pretty, and I'm not mad about it.
This is a water jar made of pottery actually. We call it fridge because it keeps the water cold in the summer and freezing in the winter. But before the high dam, we used to drink the water which drips down there, because before the high dam the water was mixed with the silt and mud and these sort of things. So it has to be clean and filtered. So that's why we used to drink from under there. But after they built the high dam, the government makes public taps in every village. So since that time we just take the lid up and then drink from here because it's already filtered.
You know okra? Yes. Okra tagine, or lazy fingers.
I'll have the black.
Kind of vegetables.
What does this mean?
Your boss. Hello.
some snacks? Guys, do you need snacks?
Guys, do you need snacks?
No.
Oi! Oi! Do you need snacks? Snack. Here we have a store here.
Well, I had my camera like between my legs.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I know.
Hello, I am upset. No, legitimately I am. I should be on my way to Abu Simbel right now, which is the temple of, I think it's King Ramses II. It's carved into a mountain. One of the most magnificent temples in Egypt. And it's like a 4-hour drive, so we had like a 3:30 a.m. wake up for it. Which I did manage. I woke up, but I didn't feel too great. I'm having some stomach issues, but it's not actually the stomach issues that are really the problem. It's the fact that I got so anxious about being ill on the 4-hour journey there and the 4-hour journey back that I ended up not going. I am a little bit sad about it, I can't lie. It was an optional one as well that we kind of added on, and it's only last minute that I decided to go because they left at 4:30, so I got up at like just past 3:30, I think about 3:45. So I actually made the effort. I got ready, I got dressed, and the entire time I was getting ready I was like, I'm not sure about this. So I went downstairs and I kind of asked if anyone else was not feeling great, and it was pretty much there's just me and one other person who actually ended up deciding to go. But I got on the coach and I was like, okay, no, I feel okay, I think it's just anxiety. And then we set off and I was like, no, like I can't. So I made the coach turn around to come back and drop me off. Not great. The whole thing is not great, but I actually think that I feel sick because I'm anxious, like I'm gassy, which causes nausea, of course, but I think that it's the anxiety that was making me actually feel sick combined with the gassiness, not the actual, like I don't think I'm gonna be sick. I feel pretty fine, but I do say literally all the time that my mental health is held up by my sleep schedule, and that if I don't get enough sleep then I end up being anxious. And this is an example of how when I don't get enough sleep I'm anxious, and I absolutely have not been getting enough sleep on this trip. One of the reasons why I wanted to go to Abu Simbel actually is because tomorrow morning we have a little bit of a later start, and it's also the felucca day. So tomorrow we're going to spend like 20 hours on a felucca, which is a sailboat, and we're actually going to sleep on there, but it's a small boat. There won't be like a lot of walking around and things like that. So I wanted to do something today because we would have been back early afternoon anyway, to offset the fact that I'm not going to do much tomorrow. But I mean, the plus side, we have an absolutely stunning hotel. This on the actual itinerary is just a free day, which is why we did choose to add Abu Simbel. But I have the pool. There's also, I think there's a gym somewhere, but stomach issues, don't think I'm gonna be doing that. But yeah, it's like 5 a.m. right now, so I'm gonna sleep for a bit. I did get a breakfast box, which would have been for the trip, that I no longer need because I'm not going. I can go down for breakfast like whenever I want, but I mean, I'm gonna sleep for a bit, maybe eat my breakfast box, because I'm not on my own. There's a few other people that didn't go. I think there's 4 other people who chose not to go to Abu Simbel, just in general, like they never intended to go, they weren't sick. And I think they're going to the botanical gardens at 10, which, because I don't feel well, I think I'm just gonna hang out here. Otherwise, in general, that would have maybe been cool. But I'm gonna get some sleep, eat some food, hopefully, and spend my day kind of just hanging out by the pool, I guess, enjoying the stunning view from this hotel and the fact that I now actually have some pool time. And hopefully I will manage to get a bunch of reading done as well. So yeah, I'm gonna maybe watch an episode of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, because obviously I got out of bed and got ready, so I kind of psyched myself up for the day. And now that I'm coming back, like, yeah, it's 5 in the morning, but I'm not super tired, so I'm gonna turn the lights out and watch TV, and then hopefully fall asleep at some point. I'm really sad, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's an absolutely stunning temple they're gonna see, but this itinerary does not lack temples.
Baby, I don't really care what this is, 'cause I've been feeling all this lately.
Good morning, guys. I am packing up. I am packed up actually, ready to leave this hotel because today we are going to be going on a sailing adventure on a felucca, which I'm a little bit nervous about. We're going to be sleeping on the felucca. I believe that the one that we have is a little bit fancier than the average. It's like an upgraded one. It's also very big because of the size of our group. We have like a toilet on board, a kitchen on board, all that sort of stuff. But it is like kind of an open sailboat. It has mosquito nets for the nighttime. It has a sun deck. It has a couple of power plugs. But I'm a little bit nervous because your girl does not rough it. We know this. But I am packed up and ready to go. I won't have access to my suitcase for the duration of the sailing. So I have a day bag. I have my backpack, I have my tote bag, and I have my handbag, because I couldn't fit everything into this. But I am feeling much better today. So yesterday, I think what happened is that I was gassy 100%, and then I was getting anxious that I was going to be ill on this really long coach journey. But also throughout this trip, we've had a lot of early mornings, we've had a lot of activities, we've obviously been hanging out. Like last night we had the opportunity for plenty of sleep. I got plenty of sleep, but I only went to sleep at midnight because we didn't have an early start, so we spent a lot of time hanging out last night, and I need to sleep to be mentally well. Sleep and exercise. And actually I'm not even getting too many steps on this trip, so I think that I was more susceptible to anxiety yesterday morning, which manifested in a not great time when I was feeling a little bit unwell. So I am feeling much better today. I did get my money back for that excursion as well that I didn't end up going on. And it was a really hot day yesterday. Everyone said that like the temple, Abu Simbel, was like super busy. So I'm actually not too upset that I missed it. Although I was feeling a little bit sorry for myself yesterday by the pool when I was pretty much alone. I've packed my book and my Kindle. I've packed my iPad in my suitcase because I don't think I'm gonna need it. And I imagine, like every other day, it's going to be far too social to actually get any reading done, but there is potential. I stocked my Kindle so much for this trip and I've barely read. I did read 80 pages yesterday. I'm enjoying the book. I think that the book is better than I'm giving it credit for right now though, because I feel like I'm quite distracted or tired when I'm reading it, and so I'm not following it very well. It does also have a romance in it that I think that I would enjoy if I was following it better. But honestly, like, just a trip is not the best time to read, and I feel like my rating of this book is going to suffer for it because I'm not giving it the attention that I feel like it necessarily deserves.
Just in case someone got a pillow. And this is where we are now for 20 hours.
Did my vlog update for me. So this is Luca. We're all in. It's a little bit cozy, but it's fine. I would like it more if I wasn't on the corner because I am worried about falling out of this hole. I'm okay for now.
We'll see how anxious you get.
Yeah. But yeah, as you can see, there's like no railing here. It's just like, but I like it. It feels like a giant bouncy castle. Or like a big fort.
Just didn't exist. I've been picking up the pieces of the things that you do. I'm always second guessing what could be your next move. Yeah, I'm just trying to see it from your point of view. Never told you that I need you, cause I thought that you knew that I don't mind. Ending my days with you, can waste my time. If that's what you wanna do, oh, I don't mind.
Italia is mafia. Okay, who is not voting?
Are you holding it?
You were victim of the mob. Are you a villager or mafia?
If all that you say is not true, I don't mind. I just wanna end all my days, end all my days with
We're now off the boat, as you can probably tell, and we have driven for, I want to say, just over 4 hours from wherever we docked. I think we sailed like 23 kilometers last night. We got picked up by the bus, drove for 4 hours, and we're now in Luxor, which is really exciting because this has, like, we haven't had like the full history lesson on anything yet because we've just arrived at, I think, Karnak Temple complex, but this has a ton of history, like big archaeological sites like the Valley of Kings. So I'm really excited to see, because everybody talks about things like the Valley of Kings, I'm really excited to see how this compares to like what we've already seen on this trip in like Giza and the temples that we've already been to. So today we're at the Karnak Temple complex. We have a bit of free time in the afternoon and then we're going for dinner, and then tomorrow is very, very exciting because we're doing a morning like sunrise hot air balloon, the Valley of Kings, another temple, and then traveling back to Cairo. So a pretty chill day today with just this one thing, and then a very busy day tomorrow.
No one in the sun, please. Welcome to
There's a jump in for me.
Are you Hani from Egypt?
Hi. Welcome to Epic Rashid, the most holiest part ever around all of Egypt. You cannot imagine yourself being here in this place. This where Egypt had been ruled from 500 years. It was the best 500 years we have in our history. When you are talking about Rome, this is a second. Tutankhamun, Akhenaten, Nefertiti, Nefertari, Ahmus, Tutmosis, Sabtah, Merembetah, City First, City Second. All these well-known names ruled Egypt from where I'm standing right now.
Saw your silhouette in the backlight. Swear we could've met.
Just a very quick update because I have to head downstairs in 5 minutes. We are meeting for our farewell dinner. It is not actually the final night. Tomorrow we have a full itinerary day, and then the morning after we're going to be heading to the airports and getting our flights and stuff. But tomorrow we have a domestic flight that goes from Luxor back to Cairo, and so it just makes more sense. We have more free time this evening to do the farewell dinner now. So I have put on my new dress that I picked up just before the trip, which I love. And we are in our final hotel as well, which I have to say, of all the hotels we've stayed in, this is definitely the worst. But we have stayed in some really great hotels, so it's not an awful hotel by any means. Just the other two were way better. So I have my stuff like literally everywhere. But I'll give you guys a little look at what we got going on. The cool thing about this hotel actually is that if you look, I don't know how well you can see, but all of the balconies have plants on. So the lobby's down there and it looks really cool from the lobby. But yeah, it's not great. I gotta say as well, my room also smells a little bit musty, which I hate. But we're only here for one night and we're actually leaving at 3 a.m. in the morning, or I think it's 4 a.m. we have to meet for the sunrise hot air balloon. So I'm not even really gonna sleep in here. So for the sake of one night, I'm not changing rooms. But yeah, this is the fit. Dinner is the activity, and I'm very excited because I have ordered fatir dejaj, I think is how it's pronounced, or I think that's what it is. And it's like a fatir, which is pastry stuffed with chicken and some other stuff, which we had a sweet fatir on the first night in the hotel restaurant and it was real good, so I'm excited to try a savory version.
Past life, dreaming every night like the last time. So I end all my days with
So I did not get anything from the bookstore, which is very, very sad. They had some cool stuff. They had some of the like City of Brass books, including River of Shadows, which I didn't have, but it was just like a UK edition. Some other, like, they had some really cool murder mysteries that were all set in Egypt that looked really cool. But sadly, I'm not a murder mystery girly. So we are now walking back to the bus to go back to the hotel, and it is a 3:20 wake up call for me because of the hot air balloon. So I think I'm probably gonna go straight to bed.
Pretend I'm asleep.
And it's looking at me like, seriously?
Gavin's not asleep.
I said pretend.
It's 4:20 and we are getting the boat to the hot air balloon. I'm very, very tired.
Yes, too early.
Very, very early.
And we switched boats once.
Yeah.
We switched boats once.
Anyone is welcome
Too many
to my
switching.
cup.
It was precarious climb onto the boat this morning.
Was.
every Sunday. I used to watch cartoons, but now I'm here. Waking up with you, I would get excited.
I'm glad we did this, guys.
Yeah, this is really. I am like happy. Becca's like.
About my favorite show. Now you're the only thing I wanna watch, and all I wanna know. And take me to a movie, a matinee, walk out in the middle, laughing all the way. Cause you thrill me, you chill me out. Got no reason to pretend I'm somewhere with someone else. When you're around, you heal me. every Friday.
That was definitely my favorite thing that we've done so far.
Yeah.
That was really cool. So I'm glad that we did it.
Go out for an evening on the town, looking for someone, anyone, to call my name out loud. I'd get anxious, no one knows me, standing in the crowd. Now I've got your eyes to see mine, and your voice to calm me down. And take me to a movie.
We are done with the Valley of Kings, and we have now arrived at the tomb of Queen.
Tomb of who?
Queen
Hatshepsut.
Queen Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut. That's what he said.
Oh, I was like, that's not right.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Hatshepsut.
Hatshepsut.
That one. Which is
It's very difficult.
over here, behind the golf cart.
It took 3 of us to try and get that right, and I don't think any of us did.
I didn't attempt it, I just repeated
sorry,
you guys. But this is the last thing on our itinerary.
No, we've got the Colosseum Memnon as well.
Colosseum,
do we?
and then we have a family dinner.
Oh.
Do we?
I think it was something. Well, it was on the itinerary. He may have taken off. I never get told.
No, we did say something about a dinner yesterday.
Yeah,
but
about dinner. Yeah, family dinner.
Yeah, and the Colosseum Memnon as well. Well, I lied. We still have other things in our itinerary. It is because we got up so early. It's only like 9:13. It's very early still.
It feels like it should be.
But I'm already hot, and I want to. Thanks. Yeah.
I think we're done by 1.
Yeah. So a few hours in the heat.
4 hours.
At the beginning, from the right, you see the chapel of God Anubis. Highly recommend to go there.
Walk out in the middle, laughing all the way.
Best things I ever did last year, and it was even better this year thanks to everyone who came and spent a rather interesting night on a sleeper train and slept on the Nile River, where I'm pretty sure there was a weird person circling that boat. I'm telling you, we were all in danger, girl. But it was just like one of the best things I've ever done now, and definitely one of the true highlights of 2024 for me, and I hope that I made it, excuse me, and I hope, I'm kidding. I hope that I made it a great experience for everyone here as well.
So I'm now back at Cairo Airport, getting my flight to Manchester. I've had a very long day. So yesterday we got up at 3:30. We got back to the hotel at like 11 p.m. last night, maybe later, nearly 12. And then we had to be up at 2:30 for a 3 a.m. transfer. So I'm tired, I need to sleep, but I did accidentally somehow, don't know how, I accidentally upgraded myself to business class, like when I bought my ticket. So I'm gonna have a nice good sleep on my flight. And I'm just escorting the peasants to like their economy seats on the same flight. It's going to be so satisfying boarding early and getting my bag early and having a bed. But this is my first time flying business, so I'm really excited about it. And I'm hoping, because I'm very sleep deprived, I'm torn because like I want to enjoy it, but I also might just sleep for the entire flight.
Who's this? Hello, Papa. Hello. Hello, Papa. Oh, whoa. It's like that, is it? Is it like this? Is it like this? Do you also need a wee? Because you've been in bed for a while. Moo. Hello. Hello, Papa. Moo. Hello. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Yeah. Hello, I'm home now. Yeah.
Welcome back to England. My business class experience was great. Would highly recommend, if you ever have the opportunity to fly business class, definitely do it, because it wasn't the one with like the full pods, it was like reclining chairs, which was just like so much wider. They reclined. I actually managed to get some sleep. I do gotta say though, I did look, because the next place I'm going is China in April, and I had a look at business class for that, and the normal flights to Beijing are like £600-ish return. The business class is like £3,000 2,200. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that. This may be my one and only business class experience, but I definitely appreciated it. And I would very much like to fly business class again. It was so much better than economy. But I actually got back a couple of days ago now. After I landed, I went to the Trafford Centre just because it's like 2 hours away from me normally. But I got back to the airport, Manchester airport, at about 12:30, so it was a reasonable time in the day. I have to drive past the Trafford Centre to get home anyway, so I did a little bit of Christmas shopping, and then I spent all of Sunday just kind of recovering from Egypt because I was obviously quite tired over the last couple of days. I had about 4 hours sleep, 6 hours sleep maybe across 2 days, and so I kind of just spent the day on the couch. I finished The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which was very entertaining, and I also managed to finish my book, which is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I gave this one 3 stars. I didn't love it. I don't hate it though either. I don't know whether it was the fact that, like I said, I was reading it on the move. I was quite tired when I was reading it, and so I kind of like, after 100 pages, I was less invested than I was at the beginning, or whether it is that I genuinely don't love this story. I do think it is the latter, because when I came back into it at the end and I was kind of getting reinvested in it, I mean, I was paying attention through the middle, but I was in a little bit of a distracted environment, you know? But when I was reading the end of this, I just wasn't super gelling with it. It has like an action adventure kind of plot line, and it is a fantasy because there are magical artifacts in here, but at its core it is a historical fiction. And I do like historical fantasy. I really love The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I like City of Brass. I like The Pomegranate Gate. Historical fantasy is something that I do typically enjoy, but it does depend on the time period, and this is the 1900s, or is it the 19th century, so it's like the 1800s, and that period of history, especially in a kind of British centric environment like this, because it is set in Egypt, but at a time where the British had kind of come in and were trying to steal all of the artifacts from the pyramids and bring them back to England, which they did. A lot of Egyptian artifacts are in the museum, I think it's the British Museum in London, which actually I would be tempted to go and check that out now, having been in the tombs that those artifacts were removed from, just to kind of see, although they shouldn't. I definitely agree, they should not be in the British Museum, but that kind of like British society, 19th, early 20th century, is not one that I enjoy. Anything that kind of is in the Victorian period or Victorian adjacent is not my favorite. I don't know why that is necessarily. I just don't think it's as interesting a time period to me. I do think one of the reasons is that when I read historical fantasy, I like to learn about this historical time period, and then the fantasy kind of is interesting to me because it takes like historical fact but embellishes it into something fantastical. Like, one of the main things in here is that Cleopatra is rumored to be a witch, and so some of her artifacts are magical, and they're actually trying to find a piece of parchment that contains some sort of alchemical formula that she potentially wrote in this book. So I like it where it takes like a little snippet of history and embellishes it into something magical. But I think in terms of like the media that we commonly see, especially like on UK television, there's a lot of like Victorian England and also a lot of World War II. Like, those are the kind of time periods that tend to be adapted into TV shows, movies, books a lot more frequently. Like, a lot of literature, like Charles Dickens, is like Victorian era, and so I am just a lot less interested in it because I think I've seen it so much, so I don't feel like I'm discovering as much when I'm reading it. That being said, with this being set in Egypt and me being in Egypt at the time, I did really appreciate the references to locations throughout Egypt where these tombs and these temples and these pyramids are located when I was literally there experiencing it. And one of the optional excursions that we went on in Egypt was to Philae and the Temple of Isis, which is the main location of this book when they finally start exploring, because it is Cleopatra's tomb that they're looking for, and that is kind of like, it's mild spoiler, very mild, and that is the location that they kind of end up in pursuit of Cleopatra's tomb. So it was really cool, especially because it was an optional excursion that we went on, that I managed to visit that. And I also liked reading this and adding it to the knowledge that I got on our tours of certain places and fleshing those things out a little bit. The romance in here I think was fine. It does have a pretty strong romantic plotline in here, and I did enjoy that a little bit, but I just didn't get overly invested in this one. That being said, I do actually think that it's decent. It is a pretty good book. I just think it was a little bit of a miss for me, which in terms of shelve it or scrap it, which is what I'm going to be going into next, is real good because I have 3 copies of this and now I can unhaul all of them. I am sad though because a lot of people took their book to sign, and I traveled with this edition because it's an accident that I ended up with 3 copies, but I traveled with this edition because it is like the least valuable, least special of the ones that I have, with the intention of unhauling this and one of the others and keeping one of the more special editions. And now that I'm unhauling all of them, I may as well have had this signed and kept this as like a souvenir and then just unhauled the more special editions I have, because I'm not invested enough in this to need like a pristine edition of it. So 3 stars because I do think that it has a lot of positive points, but I do think it just missed the mark with me, so I didn't really love it, or I'm not overly enthusiastic about it as a whole. So now that I am home, it is time to wrap up this vlog, but I just wanted to talk about this trip in general because this is the 4th Trovatrip that I have participated in overall, and I know that as people are hosting these things, like people who are potentially interested have a lot of questions or kind of want to see more of the experience that like gets covered in the vlog. So I have currently hosted 2 Trovatrips and I have gone along on 2 of them. So this one was not hosted by me. I do have a Trovatrip coming up though next July, which I am going to be hosting. If you guys would like to check it out, the link is always in my description box if after watching this video you want to potentially get involved and go on a Trovatrip yourself. So as for my experience in Egypt in comparison to all of the other Trovatrips that I've been on, this one was not my favorite, but that has nothing to do with Trovatrip or the tour itself. I thought that it was incredibly well organized. The only kind of downside or negative that I would say is that there were a bunch of early mornings, and even that, like, there was reasons for that. We did a couple of things at sunrise, but also when you're seeing the sights and it is so hot and it is really, really hot, you kind of want to get to things like the pyramids and the temples and like the Valley of Kings as early as possible, because it has like, the heat is relentless. Like, you're literally in a desert, so there's not a lot of cloud cover. It's a very dry climate. So when the sun is up, like, it is beating down on you. So you want to get it done like in the morning where it's a little bit cooler, but also you want to beat the rest of the tourists, because those tombs get really, really crowded and then you can't really see much, and it is also a lot hotter. So the early mornings had a reason. It's just by the end of the trip I was feeling tired, like I wasn't getting a whole lot of sleep. But the reason why it's not my favorite is just because of the type of trip that this is. This was definitely a sightseeing trip, so everything that we were doing is kind of, we go to the pyramids, we see the pyramids, we take photos, we go to the Valley of Kings, we tour around, we look at the sights, and that makes perfect sense for Egypt, because that is the main draw of Egypt, is all of the like ancient monuments, the pyramids, the temples, the tombs, and I enjoyed them for what they were. And one of the reasons why I went, the main reason I went, is because I was never going to go otherwise, and these are obviously like some of the greatest historical sites in the world and I want to see that. But in terms of me as a person who travels, I am a doing things person as opposed to a seeing things person. I like to like participate in experiences as opposed to going and looking at monuments, and for that reason this trip wasn't my favorite. But that is literally the only reason. I think in terms of it being a tour, it was very well organized, it was very well run. We didn't run into many hiccups in terms of like how the tour itself operated. And my favorite things, like, this literally just adds on to what I just said about being more of a doing thing person than a seeing thing person when I'm away. My favorite things that we did was 100% the hot air balloon ride. That was such a special experience, and also like a bucket list activity for me that I'm really glad that I managed to check off. And also the felucca, which I was really worried about, because if y'all know me, if you've been here for any length of time, you will know that I am not a camping person. I am not a kind of sleeping outside in the wild kind of person. I want a hotel room, I want electricity, I want running water, and that was very much outside of my comfort zone in that regard. But it was actually a really relaxing experience, and I even slept pretty well. We did get woken up at like sunrise, which was like 5:30, but in terms of like the sleep that I got, I passed out for a good like 4 hours, woke up and then like went straight back to sleep. sleep for another like 2.5. So they were definitely the highlights of the trip for me. We also had a really great group on this one, and I really enjoyed getting to know everyone. I have made friends that I hope like I have for a very long time, and I hope to see again in the future. And without this trip, I would literally never have met these people. So yeah, it was a good one. I did buy a couple of things. I actually only got a couple of sheets of like papyrus art, which I'm going to show you guys at some point, but not in this vlog because I unrolled them last night to show Curtis, and then it took me a hot second to roll them back up, and I don't want to unroll them again until I get frames for them. So I will show you that later on in a different vlog when we get to the framing and like the hanging process. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I got, and I didn't spend too much money overall. I think being in the country, like aside from the things that I bought, just being in Egypt and the money that I needed throughout the 10 days that I was there, I think I only spent like 250 to 300 pounds, which ain't half bad. But that does pretty much bring us to the end of this vlog. So a big thank you to Gavin, of course, for inviting me along on this trip. Thank you so much, my guy, because I absolutely would not have gone if he had not reached out and been like, hey, do you want to come along on this adventure with me? And I gotta say, I'm always down. Like if anybody's like, do you want to go here? Do you want to travel to this place? I am the person who is always gonna say yes. But if you would like to see some more vlogs from me, the next one that you're going to see on my channel is Shelve It or Scrap It episode 10, which we are doing something a little bit different. For this one, we're doing like a cleanse or a lightning round, which is the only hint that I'm going to give you ahead of the episode coming very, very soon. And if you guys would like to see any more travel vlogs from me, specifically any more Trovatrip vlogs, I will link all the ones that I've done down in the description box if you're looking to get a feel of the Trovatrip or like a group trip experience. So I do hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog if you've made it this far. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.